Yo, what is up, y'all? It's the boy Karma. Welcome back to the channel. Today we on some more Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's get it. Now look, as I read the title, this is an updated guide of my Sonny builds. So I know a lot of nerfs been going out and this and that, and a lot of fixes and stuff. You know, we got a whole bunch of stuff that has changed since I've made those build videos. So all those builds in those videos are still good. If this is the first video y'all are watching on my Sonny builds, I highly recommend go check those out. Those are some good ass builds. But with all the recent fixes and nerfs, me personally, these are the builds that I am currently running, and I feel that I just have been using the best with. But as I said before, go check those videos. I have two videos. I have a complete Sonny guide video, a full video dedicated to Sonny, explains everything about Sonny, and then I also have a video after that of some new updated builds. So as I said, go check those two videos out. I have like, I want to say 8 in total builds I have from those two videos combined together. I'm not 100% sure how many, but as I said, go check those videos out. Great builds in those videos, but this is just an updated guide video of the current builds that I currently use right now after all the hot fixes and nerfs and this and that. But as I said, I'm not trying to repeat myself too much, but as I said, go check those videos out as well. Those builds are still very, very good. All these builds can honestly just depend on how you play. These updated guide videos on these builds that I'm using in this video right now that I explained, it's just the way I play. But as I said, if y'all enjoyed the video though, feel free to subscribe, become a victim, and yeah, let's go ahead and hop straight into these builds. Okay, so go ahead and get started off. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the skill tree right here. So this is the skill tree that you want to take right here. There is 2 random perks that you will need when you do roll for the skill tree. You're going to need Efficient Locksmith, and you're also going to need Choose Flight. The third random perk you get does not matter, but I got Bounce Back Better, which is honestly a good ass perk as well, but you don't need it though. So getting started off with the builds though. So for the first build I have, well, first let's go ahead and show the height and sense real quick. Always take this route right here. You can either take this route right here, or you can also take this route as well. You can go this, and then this, and then this is actually really good as well. But me personally though, I like to go to the first route I just showed you guys. I like to do this right here, and then this right here. That's the best route for me personally. I like this route. The best. But so go ahead and get started with the first build. So for the first build, we're gonna go ahead and go with highly skilled. This gives you 7 proficiency points to proficiency, and then the next build we're gonna go is Choose Flight. This refills your stamina bar when, well, you guys know this. I'm pretty sure y'all know what Choose Flight is, but I'm gonna go ahead and explain it anyways. This actually refills your stamina bar when it is fully depleted, and you get 3 charges at level 3. Efficient Locksmith, this perk right here is so damn good. This perk is what Efficient Backstabber was before the nerf. This gives you a 40% chance to keep your unlocked tool. So this is exactly like Efficient Backstabber and Efficient Grappler, except it's for a lockpick tool, and it's at 40%, which is ridiculously high. So at level 3, this gives you a 40% chance to keep your unlocked tool when unlocking doors. This perk is so good and so underrated. I honestly didn't even know this was so good until I popped it on. But these perks go so well with this type of build. So as y'all can see in the stats, we have a 48 strength. This 48 strength allows me to do things like turn off the gen. With this 48 strength, I can turn off the gen in 9 kicks. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculously fast. 9 kicks, 9 seconds. You know, crazy fast. As well as it allows me to get the stun the family members very long after doing grapples or sneak attacks. So it's just very, very good. And then next, y'all can see I have the 18 proficiency. I have a maxed out proficiency. This pairs so well with this Efficient Locksmith. It's just so good. This build, honestly, you can use on pretty much any type of game you want. It doesn't matter how high level the cook is. With this build, I have found so many good games of me playing. Like, I just rush to top and instantly apply pressure to cook and get that lock pad out. Like, you don't even have to go past the door. Just getting that lock off is just so good. And then when you have this perk on and you keep a tool, you can then go further and unlock another gate. And if you accidentally get caught, just well or something of this and that. But it's not even just for speedrunning in general. It's just you can apply so much pressure with having this perk on, and then having the 50 proficiency, and then having the 48 strength if you're on something like Family House, and then wrapping around to the front and kicking that gen off. It's just such a good build to apply pressure when you have a high level cook in the game, and it's also good when you want to speed run stuff. So as I said, this is a very good build. Which also I wanted to mention, proficiency stat says car battery disabling. I've noticed that does nothing to car battery. I've been rushing the car battery, but I noticed a high proficiency does not do anything to car battery. I don't know if y'all notice the same thing, but I've noticed that. I don't know if it's a bug where they need to take out this from the description or actually should do something to car battery, which I feel like it should do something to car battery because, Jen, you're able to kick it faster. Why aren't you able to disable the battery faster? I don't know. But as I said though, this high proficiency, it pairs very well with this efficient locksmith. This is a very great all-around, or not all-around, but it is a very great speedrunning build into, not even just speedrunning, but just to simply apply pressure to Cook himself when you have high-level cooks in the game that padlock everything. You know what I'm saying? So, very great build. Definitely one of my main builds that I've been running. Not even going to sit here and lie to y'all. For the next build I got, this is actually going to be my Valve build right here. So I do have other Valve builds in my video, but this is just my updated guy video. I'm pretty sure it's damn near almost likely the same, but just a slightly different in the stats. So I got the 50 endurance and then the 50 strength. This 50 endurance is to run for very long periods of time. Plus pairing that with choose flight, you can run for a long ass time. And then I got the 50 strength, which also allows me to stun the family member for a long period of time. So I can actually, so if someone's camping it, if it's just one family member camping it, I can actually grapple with them, or I can stab them in the back and have enough time to turn it back on and then run away. So this 50 strength is very, very good to have on when you're going to do Valve. The 40 proficiency is just to get that Valve turned quicker. Now, me personally, I feel like proficiency shouldn't go with Valve. It should more so be with strength, because Valve, you have to turn a handle, which requires strength, not proficiency. But that's my personal opinion. So because of that very reason right here, I put the highly skilled perk on to just give me a little bit more proficiency in order to help me turn on that Valve just a little bit quicker. And then the third perk we are running as well is going to be Ran Track. This just gets me up to that max endurance, and it allows me to put other points into other attributes and stats. So this is a very great Valve build. I've been loved doing Valve lately. So anytime I'm doing Valve, this is the build I'm running. Like if I know I'm gonna jump into a game and I'm strictly going for Valve, this is the build I'm running. This build is so good to do Valve, and I love doing Valve with this build. It is so much fun. I've been having so much fun doing Valve, and my escape rate doing Valve with this build has gone up tremendously. It has gone up so good. And then plus combating that with Sonny's ability to know when you can actually go do the Valve, I'm telling y'all, bro, it is so good, and I've been absolutely loving it. So for the next build we're gonna go ahead and get into. Now this build right here, as I said before, I actually did make this build already in my last video, or in my other previous Sonny guy build. This build right here is actually dedicated to one specific map, and this map is Family House. Now the thing about this build is, so basically what you want to do is you see the 50 endurance and then the 50. Now notice how on all these builds the stats are pretty much going to vary and be the same. It's either going to be a high endurance and high proficiency, or a high strength and high proficiency. That's personally how I like my Sonny to play him. But with this build, as I said, you have the 50 endurance, and you have the 50 strength, and you have the 33 proficiency. What this build allows you to do is, it allows you to run upstairs on Family House, and it allows you to jump out the window and run straight to generator and turn it off and just dip that quick. I'm doing it back and talk. Dip that fast. The high strength. Now since this is a 50 strength and not a 48 like my last build, you can actually get this gen turned off in 8 kicks, which is 8 seconds, which is a whole second difference. And that could very well matter sometimes in a situation where someone's right next to you and you just needed that 1 second to kick it off. 1 second to kick it off, that could very well change the whole entire game for you. That can very well change the whole entire game. But man, Family House honestly has become my favorite map because of this specific build right here. I've been absolutely loving it, bro. It is such a good build right here. It is such a good build. I love this build for Family House. So if y'all need a good build for Family House, and if I know this Family House map, I know a lot of people struggle on it, especially beginners. And when I first started this game, Family House, I completely hated it. I just always struggled on this map so much, and I could just never get out. After making this build right here, Family House is no longer a problem to me. It is no longer a problem. Okay, I'm not gonna say all that, but it's a lot easier to get out of. A lot easier to get out of, you know. But as y'all see the perks though, choose flight, Ran Track, and then stun double. Stun double is highly necessary in this build. You need this perk on in order to use this build for Family House. Jumping out that window will damn near kill you if you play Sonny. He has a 15 toughness. This is honestly for Connie as well, and Leland. I know Leland has like a 20, I think, and then Connie has a 15 as well, or 20, I don't know. But They're all squishy. It's not even just Sonny. Those three characters are all squishy. If you jump out the window with any of those three characters, you damn near will die. Stun double is highly needed if you're going to jump out the window. And plus, you get back up a lot quicker. A lot quicker. So this perk right here is highly needed if you're going to use this build. Highly needed. Now, for the last build. I ain't gonna lie to ya. I don't even want to show this build because this is my secret weapon right here. I really don't want to show it. Oh my god. I didn't want to do this, bro. This is my secret weapon right here, bro. But you know, I got y'all for my subscribers, bro. I'm gonna put y'all on, bro. If you're a family man, click off this video right now. I'm not playing, bro. If you're a family man, click off this video, bro. Because this build right here is a secret. I don't want nobody knowing this except my victim mains. So, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So, look. This build right here is dedicated to one map, and it is going to be the family house map. So, like this build, this is just like my family house build. But, the only difference with this build is... Well, not the... There's two main differences. So, for starters off, this build right here has a 50 endurance. This build right here has a 35 endurance. But here's the difference though. I got a 50 proficiency on this build. And I have a 33 proficiency on this build. So this build right here is for when you go against a family house game. And there is a high level cook. And there's a high level hitchhiker. Ever since the new nerf with this hitchhikers can't place traps at the ladders. They now place them at the windows. Which means if you're running this build right here and you're in a family house game with the hitchhiker, it is going to be tough to get out that window because there might be a trap out there. And if they're smart, they'll place a trap outside of the window so you can actually jump out the window taking that damage and then take additional damage from the trap because you cannot avoid it. So this build right here is very good if there's a high level cook in the game for family house and there's no hitchhiker. If there's a hitchhiker, I wouldn't recommend running this build because 9 times out of 10, he will place a trap right there at the window. But that's where this build comes into play. Now, this build, as I said, you got a low endurance, but that's okay though, because that makes up for with the 50 proficiency. So for the perks we run, it's going to be highly skilled, stunt double, and choose flight. And then we have the 48 strength, as I said, a high strength and high endurance, or high strength and high proficiency. Now, with this build, the secret to this build is, instead of jumping out the front window, listen closely, instead of jumping out the front window, you're going to run up, and this is something they never expected. I have done this in the game, and I have completely shifted the game, and I had to make Hitchhiker completely change his ways, and the whole entire family actually changed their ways. It is a busted build and it is completely slept on and no one knows about this. You have to have on Stun Double. Stun Double is highly necessary in this build. So, Stun Double plus the 50 proficiency, what this will allow you to do is, you're going to run upstairs and you're going to jump out the top window. With a high cook in the game, it is going to be hard to get out that side garden, or not side garden, it is going to be hard to get out that back door. Because a high level cook is going to have his level 3 padlocks on. And they're going to be patrolling the area very good. Especially without a Connie. That padlock is basically not coming off. Unless you sit there for ages and ages and ages. While they're just leveling up Gramps. You don't have time for all that. You don't. And 9 times out of 10. Connie's not going to that back. She's probably going to the front. So with that being said. With this build. It is very very good. Because you jump out the top window upstairs. And they never expect it. You jump out the top, you get up very quickly from jumping out that window, and then once you jump out that window and you get up, you wrap around that little fence thingy, or you can go through the crawl spaces. I recommend going through the crawl spaces because especially if there's a cook and a obviously Leatherface is required, but if it's cook and Leatherface, Hitchhiker is the only one that can come through that crawl space. So with that being said, if Hitchhiker's not coming for you and you go through that crawl space, Cook and Leatherface will have a longer time coming all the way around. This 50 proficiency allows you to get that gate open. Yes, jumping out that window one time at the right moment, you can get that gate all the way open. It applies so much pressure to them. Jumping out that top window and getting that gate fully unlocked, it applies so much pressure and changes the whole entire game. It absolutely changes everything. Once that gate is unlocked, you can wrap around to Jen and kick it off in 9 kicks because you have a 48 proficiency, and you have choose flight to combat from your low endurance to run all the way up that alley and escape. If you don't want to do that, you can camp car battery and wait till they go. But this build right here absolutely changes the game. This is a meta build right here that I feel like this is a meta family house build for Sonny. If you are going against a high level hitchhiker and cook and Leatherface, this build right here is a high level build because they will never expect you to jump out that top window. They will never expect it. Never expect it. I'm telling you. I did this one time and I made hitchhiker have to move his trap because I got that gate unlocked. It is that good. Forcing hitchhiker to move one of his traps out of a viable better spot because you have a player like me doing some outrageous shit like this is very, very good. Very good. It is very good. So this build right here is very, very a secret, and I didn't want to expose it. But to all my victim mains, if you're on Family House and you main Sonny, not even just Sonny, this could work on any character. But this is for my Sonny builds. If you're gonna main Sonny, test this out. If you're struggling against a high level cook and hitchhiker, go ahead and test this out. Don't stop relying on Connie to get that gate open or that back gate door because of Cook's padlock. Stop relying on Connie. We got to do this ourselves. We're Sonny. People sleep on us. We got to show them we're the GOATs. We got to show them who we are for real. You know what I'm saying? We got to show them who we are. So go ahead and test this build out and let me know what y'all think. I love this build. This is an absolute pressure build right here. Now, so those are all the 4 builds that I use after the holidays, nerfs and hotfixes and stuff like that. Now, what I do want to throw in of what I like about all of these builds right here, and they have something very in common, and it's not the high strength. Well, yes, they do have all high strength, but the thing that they all have in common is they're all pressure builds that give a distraction or apply heavy pressure. So as I said, with this build right here, this is a huge distraction and pressure build because you're jumping out of a window, which 1 applies a distraction that allows your team to do other stuff, and 2, you're applying pressure, getting that back gate open. Even Cook's padlock on it, you're getting that back gate open, applying pressure. This build right here, as I said, this build right here is a strictly distraction build. If you're jumping out that window, that is a distraction. Now on top of that, if Jen is close to you and you can kick it off, that's another distraction right there. You just jumped out the window and kicked off Jen. That allows any family to come out the front because they're going to see Jen turned off and they're going to come chase you, and then that allows your family, or not family, that allows your team to do other things like fuse or car battery. Very good build. This build right here, this is another distraction build. This build right here allows you to do Valve. As I said, Valve is a good distraction to family members because it is so loud. Oftentimes if you're in the game and you do Valve, most of the time family members will come in a pair of 2 because they know 1 is just not enough. If 1 comes, it most likely will not get turned off, especially after the nerf. It maybe will because they now have a stun immunity after 10 seconds, but now they usually do bring 2 people. So with that being said, if they do bring 2, in some cases they'll bring all 3, which really allows you to distract them and do other things like open up another door or do fuse very, very quickly. It takes like 10 seconds to do fuse. That 10 seconds, if they all didn't come to you, that could have very well not been an escape on their part. So very great distraction build right here. If you're going to do Valve, use this build, and it is a great distraction. Not only are you creating an open escape route for yourself and your team, but you're also being a distraction for your team as well. This build right here, this is not a distraction build, but it is a heavy pressure build. This build right here allows you to apply pressure to a cook. Applying pressure to cook is very, very good. And when there's no cook in the game, this build works even better because you're applying heavy pressure. In most cases when I'm on Slaughterhouse, I'm making it all the way to car battery, and all of the thing I have to do the last thing I have to do is turn off that car battery and I'm escaping. But they do find me at the end of the time when I do have to get that car battery out. But even then though, that's okay because that's heavy pressure applied. I've made it all the way to the car battery, and having to turn off car battery is the last thing I have to do within like 2 minutes or 1 minute and 30 seconds up to the game. It's heavy pressure that makes them forcing having to run back and forth all the way to car battery, making sure I'm not out there turning it off. Heavy pressure. So I said, That's something that all these builds have in common. They're either apply pressure or they're good distraction builds. And then also they all open up escapes for yourself and your team. So as I said, these are the builds I run after the new nerfs and hotfixes. I love these builds. These builds are so good. I no longer have a fighting build for Sonny. I feel like it's not necessarily pointless. It's definitely fun to fight these family members, but I said with all the new nerfs going on, and then I just got tired of distracting these family members and then my team not opening exits for myself. Like, I'm not gonna distract the family team for 3 hours and then y'all don't get nothing done. Like, I gotta take matters into my own hand at this point. I distract and I get exits open with these builds. So as I said, these are my new builds. Highly recommend them. Test them out for yourself. You guys will love them. Absolutely love them. As I said, I already showed the skill tree route, but I'm gonna go ahead and show it again if you guys missed it and don't want to feel like rewinding. Here's the skill tree route. Best route to take. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. I don't think I have anything more to explain, right? I think I covered everything. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Road to level 99. Yeah. If y'all enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe. It's your boy Karma, and I'm gonna go ahead and catch you on the next one. Peace out.